Hello and welcome to the Busy Bee Chronicles. Today I am in Vancouver, Canada, and we are getting ready to embark on a Disney Cruise Line cruise to Alaska. So today we'll be boarding the Disney Wonder. I've been on the Disney Wonder before, but I have never done an Alaskan cruise, so I'm very excited. This is a new adventure for me. And if you're new to my channel, that's kind of what I like to do. I like to do things that make me happy and hopefully share them with others whom it makes them happy, and share a little bit of information about it as well. So I also traveled to Seattle, Washington on my way here, and then we had sort of a little short day exploring Vancouver, so you'll have to check out those videos if it's something you're interested in. Now last night I stayed in the Auberge Hotel. It's only a couple blocks from the cruise terminal, and it was very nice. I do a little walkthrough of that in my Vancouver video, so you can check that out if you're interested and looking for pre-night hotels for yourself as well that are near the cruise terminal. As far as my night stay, it was very good. The bed is firm, the shower was nice, and the staff seemed very friendly, so no complaints. It was good. All of the hotels here, you know, they're a little expensive. Everything, trying to find something for a pre-night, it was the best deal with a very nice hotel that we could still find. But I would recommend it, and I would definitely stay here again. Okay, so like I said, today we are getting on our cruise. Very excited about that. Disney Cruise Line does a fun thing where they have a sail away party and there's music and everything, and we were super fortunate to get a 10:45 boarding time, which is really early, so I'm excited because that means you just have more time on the ship. Now it's a little cool today, so I think I'll be wearing my jacket for sure, but I'm excited for that because I'm ready for some cool weather, and the sun is going to come out a little bit later still. Okay, I think I'm ready to head down to the cruise terminal, so let's get ready to go and have a great day boarding the Disney Wonder. Now also just some little facts about the hotel. When I booked it, it was about $450 a night. We do have one king bed and then a pull-out bed in the living room. And then I don't know if this is for international guests only. It may be. That would, you know, make sense to me because I'm coming from the United States. I'm from California, if you haven't seen any of my videos yet. So they put about a $200 hold on the room as well. And when we asked when that would be, you know, returned, they said, I don't know. So we will find out. I'm assuming it's after they go through room for inspection, and yes, you didn't trash the place or whatever, just like anywhere. I mean, there's holds on rooms in many hotels. If you travel and you're used to that, that is a thing. This one was a little pricey though, but it's relative to the room price as well. So prices can change. You definitely have to look into it. But just to give you an idea, it's the end of July, and that was what we paid for our room. Now, I like to do a little thing where I go around the room and I take a video of how I left it. I do that in other hotels as well, though. I just think it's a good precaution, and you have proof of the state in which you left your room and then everything was cleaned up and taken care of. And I just think it's a good idea. I've had some experiences at hotels where they claim that it wasn't in the same and, you know, condition that you came into it, and it was. So I just like to do that as an extra precaution, but obviously most times I do not have that situation and people are very good about it and no issues. But if it's something you're concerned about, especially being on far travel, you know, if you're really far from home, it can just give you a little bit of peace of mind that you did that part, and if there's any questions asked, that you've done it. Also, another random fact about the area, if you're not from somewhere that charges for bags, because I know a lot of people kind of lump the price into the items. I'm from California, so we're charged for bags if we need them, you know, while shopping, or the, you know, retailer will just include that and add it on to the price. But that's here is the same thing, and same thing in Seattle. So if you're from somewhere that you're not used to that, just prepare. I always like to keep a little reusable bag. It folds up, it's small. I do something like this. Yeah. I can just attach it to the side of my purse or my bag, and then I always have at least one bag, and I don't have to worry about it or end up with all these paper bags that, one, it's wasteful, but two, I'm not going to pack them and take them home and use them again. So I try to keep a little reusable bag in there. Just random fact that's helpful when you're in a new place and you don't want to constantly be buying bags, but you do have to stop in a store and get water and all that different stuff. We also found a Starbucks. There's plenty of Starbucks nearby. We ended up getting breakfast sandwiches, and that was really easy. So yeah, So yeah, but there's also a lot of other places, lots of good restaurants and things to find breakfast. We just didn't want to venture too far and stick to something familiar and fast. All right, so we're walking to the cruise terminal. Very easy from that hotel. There's like this little center plaza. It's a lot of steps, but there are ramps. So you just look to the sides and you find ramps. So if you could roll your luggage easily and you don't have to, go all the way around the street, just go through that little center plaza. And it's 2 blocks down. You only have to cross one street really until you get right in front of the terminal. Very simple. So I explored a little bit yesterday, obviously, to see where we were going, and I wasn't sure where we would actually line up to board for the cruise, but where the convention center area was under the Pan Pacific, there are a bunch of different exhibit halls. And then today, when we walked down, there's a bunch of staff out front, and they ask you where you're going. So we told them Disney Cruise Line, and then they direct you to the hall that you need to go to. So today it is in exhibit hall C. Don't know if that changes, so make sure that you speak to one of them so you know where you're going. But that's nice, very helpful, very clear. Didn't have to worry about it. This is one thing I couldn't figure out yesterday. Disney Wonder, that's our ship. We'll be getting on soon. Okay, so we finally made it into the terminal, past customs and security screening and all of that. I can't record through that. You should never record through any kind of TSA or security screening or customs. So I'll walk you through kind of what we did, because you never get to see that process. So here at the Vancouver cruise terminal, you go down, like I had said, the staff member shared, you go down the dock, we go into the exhibit hall, we went into exhibit hall C, and that step for Disney Cruise Line is you're showing your passport to actually go through that cruise line, basically. So this is not customs yet. But you go there, they verify that you have a reservation, and if you had a Disney band, they would connect your Disney band there, and then they give you a wristband. So then you leave that hall, and with your wristband, you go back outside. It's kind of like a stanchioned walkway, and then that takes you downstairs. There's escalators and elevators, and then that takes you downstairs to customs and security screening. And so now you go into a different room, and they direct you all this way. They're very helpful. There's staff members everywhere. So then you do your carry-on luggage, just like TSA. It goes through a little scanner and everything. Take everything off, your body. You can leave your jackets and shoes on if you're familiar with that for air travel. You don't have to do that here. So you go through that. Any items that you have to get rid of, you have to. I did have an open water bottle. They said that was okay. So they allowed open water bottles and stuff. Liquids are not a problem, even though there is a limit. So that is something that you have to check your cruise line and see what things can you bring on. Because there's also, alcohol is allowed, but it's certain things and certain amounts that you're allowed to have. So double check that before you go through security. But then after we went through the security screening and customs, which is where they will check your passport again. Now for some people, you can just do a face scan and you come up in the system, and that's all you have to do. They scan your face, but you need to have your passport on you. And then for other people, they had to do it manually, and they would go up and scan the passport and do a whole different way. I don't know if it's because I've been through the system already, but they just scanned my face and you're good to go. You walk right through, and then they directed us to some seats. And so now we're in like a waiting area, and we're sitting until our time is called to board the ship. So it sounds like a lot of steps, but it's very simple, and there's people directing you the whole way through. So just listen to staff members and make sure that you know where you're going, know your cruise line, have all your things with you, account for your stuff, and it's very easy, even though you're moving around a little bit, to get through all the different steps. So yay, now it's almost time to get on the cruise. I'm so excited. They have like fold-out chairs, so it's nice. It's a good little waiting area. It works out. It's easy. If you've ever been to San Diego, I've been to San Diego, and that's sort of like our home port. That's easy to for us to take cruises out of because it's in driving distance. I mean, it's a warehouse basically. You line up outside in gravel, and then you go inside and you sit in seats. So this is very nice. Florida's obviously, that was extra nice. I enjoyed that because they have like their own terminal. Here it's generalized, even though they go through a certain, not gate, but can't think of the proper word, but you know what I mean. You go through a certain space for your cruise line, but it's not their own, right? In Florida, it's like all decorated. It's Disney. So that one's extra nice, but this is very nice too and comfortable. But it's cold today, so I got my jacket on and I'm all ready to go.
We're going to wait for the kids.
Please be prepared to present a boarding pass for each member of your party. Guests and other boarding groups are kindly asked to remain seated or continue to enjoy the cruise until your party group number has been announced.
Sorry, we can only allow 25 people in the galley.
The only reason we're stopping is that our gangway is very short today.
Oh, no worries.
So we have to stop and make sure that it's clear before we let other people on.
Works
You
for
will
me.
be the next
I'm
party.
first in line.
You are first in line. Yay. You're the winner.
The winners.
Everybody will get Okay.
Okay, I can check the boarding.
Thank you guys. Have a good day. Hello, good morning.
QR code, please. Chelsea, welcome aboard.
Disney Wonder, please welcome aboard the Chronicles family.
Okay, yay, we're finally on the Disney Wonder. We did board a little bit late, almost noon. We have a couple minutes to noon, so we were supposed to board at 10:45, so definitely a little behind today. And the first group didn't get called for a while, so it wasn't just our group. It was a little ways, but then once they started bringing people on, it was moving really well. Now, when you board, they come in and they'll ask you, your family name, so you can give them your family name, and they announce you. So it's just exciting. You get to hear all the families coming in on the cruise and hear the family names, and everybody claps. So it's just one of the fun, spirited things that I think Disney Cruise Line does to make it special. They also choose a family of the day, and they get to come in, and they're the very first people on the ship. So that's exciting, and congratulations to the family of the day on our cruise. We are on a 5-night Alaskan cruise, by the way, so we will only have one port of call in Ketchikan, and then a couple sea days, and then we will be back in Vancouver. And we will also see one of the glaciers. They never guarantee you which one it will be, but we will be visiting some glacier, so I'm excited to see that. Now, when you get on board, if you have any specific dining reservations or requests, you're going to want to look in the Disney app. So immediately connect to your app, which often you can do actually in port. I had a hard time getting service in there, but you can connect and you can chat with your family without being connected to Wi-Fi. Now, I recommend immediately connecting to airplane mode in case your cellular plan or your service or something charges you, because you don't want to be caught going through areas where it's going to constantly be searching and trying to connect you to service. So that's a little tip there. Go ahead and put it on airplane mode. Make sure you get your family's chat all connected so you can connect with them through the Disney app while you're on the ship, and you don't have to worry about texting or anything. And if you choose to pay for Wi-Fi, there's that option as well. But at least for cellular and stuff, I just like to put it on airplane mode and I don't have to worry about it. But when you get on, if you have any special requests for dining, or you want to double check that maybe you got a certain table, or even certain servers. You can request if you've had people in the past that you like. If they're on board, then you can try and request to be at their table again. You have to check in the app and it will show. We originally thought it was a guest services on our first cruise, and it's not. They do it sometimes like in a lounge. So today it's in the French Quarter Lounge on this ship, and they'll bring you in and they'll ask you, what you're there for. They'll line you up. For many people, they're trying to get reservations for like Palo, because those go so fast when people check in that it's hard to get reservations. So sometimes they'll be available, or they can put you on a wait list. So in case somebody doesn't come and a spot clears up, then you get to get your reservations. So if you do that, I suggest immediately going there and getting in that line so that you can get that taken care of. So like today, it's supposed to start at noon, and then we'll do that and head to lunch. I like to eat lunch in the dining room. I think it's nice and peaceful to come in and not have to rush to the buffet or anything. You get to sit down and relax and start meeting some of the crew, because I love meeting the people that work on cruise ships. It's a fascinating lifestyle. They're always so friendly and they have so much to share, and it's nice to get to meet them. And your crew that follows you around through your dinner dining, they're different than like lunch. So at lunch, you get whoever's working in the dining room. So you get to meet other people too, besides just your staff that you see every night at your table. So we're excited. We're going to get our dining reservations taken care of that we wanted to request, and then we'll probably head to lunch. And so they put your keys right there at your door. So when you open them, just double check and make sure your names are on them before you keep them and go inside. Okay, so now we are in our stateroom. Rooms are available at 1:30, sometimes a little later. Obviously, they have to get them cleaned very quickly from after the last sailing into the new one. So they always post something that you can get into your staterooms by 1:30. That is their goal. So on the back of your door, obviously there's some very important information, instructions, life jacket, where your assembly station is, because you will have to do a muster drill, which is basically their emergency drill. You don't have to put your life jacket on though. That's very important. I know different cruise lines do things differently. You do still on Disney Cruise Line have to go physically to your muster station, but you don't need to bring your life vest with you. They're in your rooms already. So let's take a little tour of the room. We're in what would be the smallest stateroom, I think, on the Disney Wonder. It is a king bed and a combined bath. So on some of the rooms, it's like a family deluxe size, and the bathroom is split. So one side is like the toilet and a sink, and then the other side is a sink and the shower or bath. So on this one, it is combined. It is the smaller space, but it would technically still fit I think 4 people, because of the king bed and then the couch bed and the bunk bed that they pull down from the ceiling if you need it. So they'll only pull that down though if you need it for how many people are in your room. So when you walk in, this is our view. To the right is our closet. So sorry, I've already got some of my stuff in here, of course, my luggage, but lots of hangers. Your life vests are up here, enough for everybody in the room. And on this side as well, more hangers. And this is the ladder that if they were to bring down the bed, they use that there. So just leave it in the closet. We have a safe, some little shelving space. So that's nice. In the restroom, make sure that you watch your step. There is a little ledge here when you go to step up into the bathroom. We have sink, toilet. They have their own soaps and everything. Don't know if it's H2O products anymore, if you're familiar with Disney products. Sometimes they use that. We don't know if it's just a sticker over it anymore, but they're nice. They smell very good. We've got towels, shower. There is a bath if that is something necessary for you. Important. More products. And then we have this couch will turn into a twin size bed. The table moves. Up here, that's where they would drop down the bed if needed, and then the ladder would be used to get up. Here is your thermostat. Now it's just kind of a range from less to more, right? We have a minus up to a plus sign for temperature. So lowest temperature all the way up to highest temperature. It's just kind of something that you have to play with and see what feels good and what is comfortable. You do have a nice full-length mirror here, which is helpful, especially with some space in front of it so you can see. Always comes with glasses, hair dryer. Honestly, I don't use hair dryer or curling iron or anything. I'm just like a wash and wear girl, so I don't know what the other thing is, but for those of you who are interested in the hair dryer, I hear it's not like fantastic. To me, it's just a hair dryer, so I don't really care. But if you use it, it might be something that you think about bringing, but check the items that you're allowed to bring because they do have rules on certain things that plug in. So that could be very important. So another drawer. These ones are shallow drawers. Little stool. All of your goodies in here. If you do room service in the morning, which you cannot do room service, just so you know, on debarkation day, so the day that you leave the ship, that will be the morning that they don't do any room service in the morning. So you have to go to the dining room to get breakfast on that day. What I like to do is just kind of keep a few pastries or something from the day before so that when I wake up I have something already in my room to eat instead of having to get that down there in case I don't feel like doing the long breakfast before getting off the ship. But they do have these that you can fill out and hang on your door the night before. It's just a very typical continental breakfast. There's no like hot foods in there. You can get coffee and tea, but no hot foods, just so you know. And all of the room service on Disney Cruise Line is complimentary, which is great. It's all included in the price, but do tip them if they come to you. So I always keep some cash on hand. A lot of people consider like $1 an item a fair amount to tip. So just when they bring you your stuff, you can tip them with cash. There's no other way to do that. Okay. Some other things. You have postcards, stationery, some important information in here on, international travel and numbers that you might need. Another mirror. The lighting actually is not bad, but again, I'm not a huge makeup person. As you can tell, it's like powder and eyeshadow. So if you need better lighting, I do recommend a makeup mirror. I know someone that I travel with, she has like this really great makeup mirror that you pop out and it has excellent lighting. So it might be something that you think about if that's something that you enjoy having. Here are our plugs. Yeah, and this one, those can be turned off as well. Up here we have some shelving storage. And here is a mini fridge. Now it does not get super cold, for the record, so it's enough to like keep some treats cool, maybe some beverages, but I would not rely on it necessarily on medicine. So if you need to keep medicine at a certain temperature, I would definitely talk to a crew member and make sure that they're aware of what you need it for to see if that is where you're supposed to keep it or not, because I don't personally know about that. All right, here's our bed. Nice bed and nice space on both sides, honestly, for a cabin. I mean, cruise ships are small. There's plenty of room to walk, right? Lots of space there. We have our phone, light switches, right, on either side. Both sides have it. Their beds are very comfortable. I personally love Disney Cruise Line beds. They're very comfy. I have not slept on like the pull-out bed or the bunk bed, so I don't know if those are quite as comfortable. But these ones definitely are. And then when you cruise multiple times and stuff, you start to get, little goodies in your room when you travel. So right now I'm at silver level for the number of cruises that I've done. And you get a lanyard that is color coded to that. And then each cabin gets one bag. So a lanyard per person in the room and then a bag for the cabin itself. And these are really nice because they actually zip. So if I buy things on this trip, that's what I'm going to have to check since I did all carry-on luggage. because it's just not going to stuff back in there. And also you have a curtain for privacy, which is great. So like if you have kids staying over here, you can close this curtain and it gives you a little bit of privacy. Now the TV has lots of stuff on it. When you walk in, this is information on the muster drill. So if you're very unfamiliar, or maybe you're nervous about that because you've never cruised, definitely take the time to watch it so you're familiar with the procedure. But there's also all kinds of other stuff. So there's like Disney movies and shows and things. So when you're sitting in your room relaxing or getting ready, you can watch some of that, and that's fun. On other ships too, I'm pretty sure on this one they had it. There's also a station that you can go to so you can see out the front of the ship. So there's like a camera and it gives you an outdoor view from inside your cabin, which is really nice when you're on an inside cabin because you can't just look outside. So this is my first time not staying with a veranda, and I was kind of bummed about that. I know a lot of people were like, you go to Alaska, you have to have the veranda. It's very expensive already, right? So we didn't get the veranda. We're trying an inside cabin, but I will say I do not feel claustrophobic in here, and I am somebody who gets a little in tight spaces. So I feel very good in here. The air is very fresh. It doesn't feel stuffy. So that's very important to me and what makes me feel comfortable. But we'll see. It's my first time doing inside cabin for Disney Cruise Line. But it was just sort of not a lot of cabins were left. Financially, it was certainly a more practical decision right now, and I would rather get to do it in imperfect conditions than to not get to do it at all. So it's a nice cabin. I'm very happy with it so far, and I'm going to get all my stuff unpacked, get it all in order before I head down to the muster drill, because that's important. But yeah, see, they even tell you what the alarm sounds like. So if that's something that you want to prepare for, it's nice. They give you all the information you need to settle yourself on how you're feeling about that safety drill, and it's very important. I think it's important that you know what to do, you know where to go, and your kids do too. So if you're traveling with children, then they can get comfortable with it as well, and it's not scary. It's just a safety feature, just like anything else that we learn how to do. All right, so I'm going to get it unpacked. Gonna get all my stuff out, figure out where I'm gonna put it, and then we can start having fun after muster drill. Woohoo!
The beard is not open, so everyone's locked inside.
Oh, it should be opening soon.
And you can take a look. That's why we have.
Big difference.
Okay, so we're getting out of the muster drill. It was a very crowded, and I mean it always is. It's muster. It's muster drill. Everybody's having to go to their station. But it was pretty pushy today, so I didn't get a chance to record very much. And I don't want to record at a time when we're supposed to be paying attention and listening to instructions, so I wouldn't record during that time anyway. But just know that it does get very crowded. I got a little overwhelmed at one point. I was like, I need to go outside and then come back in at exactly the time that I am supposed to come back in for mine. So I did that. I stepped outside and then I came back in, but still in time for the muster drill. We were in the theater this time. And then know that immediately after muster, they do the sail away party up on deck. So you have to make sure that if you want to do that, that you go up and get a spot. And know that everybody immediately runs to go get a spot the minute that they're done. So I'm a little late to the party because I waited for everyone to clear out of the theater. I just didn't feel like getting stuck in the crowd one more time. But you can see they put it up on the big screen, so even if you don't have a great spot, it's not too bad. You can still see what's going on. Yeah, so even if you're far back, you can see stuff, and it's not too big of a deal. So muster went well. I think we only had one room that was not in attendance, and they announce it. Basically, is what they'll do is they'll ask, "Hey, is this room number here?" and then they go find them if not, because you have to do it. Everybody absolutely has to do it before you leave port. So don't miss your muster drill. Don't bring food and drinks and things. They also close those things a little bit ahead of time so that nobody's stuck having anything and then not having anywhere to put it and all that kind of stuff. So just be prepared. Don't get there at the last minute. But it does get crowded, especially if you're in the theater, because everybody's lined up outside of the theater and trying to get in. But it went well. It's just crowded, and I just needed a little bit of air. So, here we are, sail away party. I personally like deck 10 because I can get away from all the people on the bottom, and they do a kids section at the bottom, so it's great. So the little ones have space and they can dance around and see the characters up close for the party. So if you have little ones, I do recommend going down there because they can get up close and see better.
Why did you wonder who's real has a ton of
on my stuff. It's ironic, but yeah. It's literally on my purse. Keep having problems with insects. Not the bridge. On Disney Cruise Line, they're almost always playing something on Funnel Vision, so it's fun. You get to come out and watch movies while you swim, or even if you just want to sit on deck. It's great! You get to watch movies and still experience like being on your cruise. You don't have to be locked up in the movie theater. But they also have movie theaters too, if you prefer to be in a traditional movie theater setting. It's very fun. Alright, well, we're kind of at this in-between time before dinner. We had late dinner at 8:15, which we personally prefer. A lot of people like the early dinner when they have little kids, so I know it's a struggle to get early dinner if you want to switch to it. So it kind of works out for us because we prefer late dinner. But we were hungry, so grabbed a little something down, but a lot of the stuff was actually closed. I don't remember the like Quick Bites Deck 9, which is like the pool deck, being closed, but they did close Daisy Delights and everything except for like chicken tenders, burgers, and stuff. So grabbed something small just to kind of hold us over until 8:15. And technically right now we would be in the show, and tonight's show was the Golden Mickeys, so I just didn't want to rush and run around. I really wanted to watch us leave, and that was nice. So in order to get to the show, we would have had to kind of cut that short. So I chose not to. I can go watch that on another ship, and I have seen the show before, and it's amazing. It's very good. So if you haven't seen it, you do need to go see it. It's great. But I had seen it, and I also figured I'm only going to be in Alaska and in Canada maybe this one time, so it would be a priority to see that because I could see the show on another ship in a future cruise possibly. But the weather is very nice. It's good for like a long sleeve right now, so I'm just kind of relaxing with the mellow atmosphere because everybody's either in dinner or they're at the show, most people, so it's nice. Also stop by the shops. I'll go through some of the shop stuff maybe on one of the other days so you can see what is offered, because they do have some specific Alaska merchandise, which is nice. But amazingly, they actually had a lot of stuff left, and I know sometimes things go quick and you got to be in there right at the get-go, and we were not. The store's open today because they'll only open after you leave port. They can't sell anything when you're in port, so you have to wait until you sail away. And we sailed away a little late as well. Everything just got pushed back a little bit later than planned. But 5:45 was when the shops opened, and we got there more around 6:10, and there was still a lot of things. Even specific Alaska merchandise, Pandora charms were still there. So that was nice, and we were able to get what we wanted. All I wanted to get was the Pandora charm, because I like to collect those. So I ended up getting the Alaska one, which is Disney Cruise Line Alaska. So that was really nice. I was excited they still had it, but they have a lot of other great things too. So we're just, I think, going to relax out here on deck before dinner, and tonight we actually have Tiana's first. So yay, Tiana's! Yeah, but I don't know what comes after that.
Nicely done if you're that one. Alright, we're moving on to 14. Okay, this is a good one. Do we know this one, friends? Yeah? Does this remind anyone of a certain movie? Yes. Good job, guys. We only have a few more tracks to go. I wish we did own this movie. One day, we will own the world. There it is. Here we go. One more time. 16.
It was so annoying. It was like...
Now, my friends, the bartenders are very, very knowledgeable. Call them over. They love to talk. They hate when I say this, but they love to talk. Isn't that right, boys? And they all took away. All right, 17. Here we go. Good job. Good job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, 18. Let's see if we know this one.
That's it?
You gotta be kidding.
This is the one.
Well done. And friends, that brings us to the end of 70s Music Trivia. Shake it off. Give yourself, which one? Okay, 13 for the last time. Please don't shout it out the answer. We're just repeating the nice track for this lady. Alright, here we go, one more time. Keep those hands in the air. Who got 5? Who got 10? Who got 39? Winner, winner, chicken dinner!
Thank you.
Good evening. Remind me your number, please. 44, the best one in the house. Mr. Brenda? Yes. 44, please.
Should be done. Good evening, Mother. How are you? Good for you,
Alright, dinner was great at Tiana's, and we were excited because we got Goosty. So if you have a crew member that you've had on a cruise prior and you know that they're going to be on your next cruise, you can actually request, if you call Disney, to see if you can get them again. And we were really excited, so yay, Goosty, shout out. We love you. It's great to have you again as a part of our crew that we get to see in our rotational dining. And our other members are also great too. So we always love all of the cast members, all of the crew on the ships. They're wonderfully nice people, and it's good to get to know them. So that was really nice. We ended up getting our request because they can't promise it, but we did end up getting it accepted. So now after dinner, we're just gonna relax, see what kind of activities are going on. We're at Family Time Game Show, so that should be a little bit of fun. Here in, what are we in, the D Lounge?
Yes.
Yeah, D Lounge. So that's a nice lounge, and it is a family activity, so it's not in the 18 and over area.
Shout, I need an experienced cruiser and a young cruiser who could read and write. I'm talking to you, parents. All right, so scream and shout if you want to play Family Time Game Show. Nice and loud. Louder.
Parking the car.
Parking the car. It's sort of like baking Guadalupe, right? Because you have to, maneuver the ingredients together. No, that's not right.
That was a very cute activity, so if you get a chance to go to that one, that's fun and funny. I don't want to post all of their answers, but it was great. Alright, so I'm back in the room. It was a very awesome day one on the Disney Wonder today. Very full of fun and full and long. It is, what time is it? Check my watch. It is 10:45. So definitely tired after a day of, getting situated, getting on board, but it's a long, fun day. I can't imagine what the crew goes through when they're changing the ship over within a few hours. I think that's amazing, and hats off to all of the crew for being able to do that cruise after cruise. So that's just awesome. So if you've ever been on a cruise, tell me about your first days on your cruise. What is something that's, part of your routine, what you like to do the minute that you get on the ship? Or if you've never been on a cruise before, tell me, what is something today that we did that you thought, oh, that's fun, that's a good tip. I'm glad I know that now for future cruising, and maybe that I helped you a little bit. So I hope that it was fun coming along with me and maybe informative in case it's something that you would like to do in the future. So don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel so that you can see all of the future videos coming out for the rest of my 5-night Alaskan cruise. Thanks for buzzing by.